slow so that Dave could set up the camera in time. Okay. We will start off the meeting singing America.
Tis the sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. And where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims spread, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Thank you, Hurst. It's nice to have a piano, isn't it? Well, good afternoon. We're starting the meeting a little bit early to allow time for some special announcements of things going to be happening in the future. And also because Roger Asherman, who has the program, insisted that I give him a full 30 minutes. Okay. With that, I'd like to introduce our Rotary Exchange student, Elise, who's here today. She's not skipping school. There was no school today. Let's welcome Elise. And at our last meeting, I inadvertently did not invite our KSNT media person who takes good care of us and gives us good publicity, Kelly Pelletier. And despite what her boss says, I do not harass her, but she will be applying for a membership. So Kelly, welcome. Stand up, Kelly. One of the things I wanted to spend a few minutes today to call to your attention that each one of us as a member of Rotary makes a difference and makes a contribution. Now, some of those are more noticeable than others. But I wanted to share with you some exciting things that a variety of our members have either done or accomplished. And after I've gone through their names, well, let's give them all a good cheer. Not all of them are here, but we can cheer them on anyway. First of all, Yana Ross got her security license. And the same week, she got a special recognition from State Farm Bureau, so that was quite exciting. Richard Ross. I haven't seen Richard Ross. Oh, there he is. Thanks. You get to see. He was very instrumental in raising the funds for the Mulvane Art Museum to get a permanent art exhibit, photographs of Dream a World by Brian. I'm going to not say his last name right. Langer. And the exhibit is open. I've heard great things. I haven't had a chance to get there yet. But Marie Pico has made arrangements for us to have a social there to actually see the exhibit. And I think that's in April. Robert Graff got $1,000 in grants from Walmart for us for our service projects. Glenda DuBois just got a new job as Director of Center for Peace and Justice, and that's the agency where Jim McCullough, who's a member of our club, just retired from. So networking does work. Marie Pico, her name again, she made arrangements for a Topeka Broadway star, Jeff Creedy, to come and sing at the library on Sunday. And it was just a wonderful event. And Jeff's dad, the grandfather, is a member of our Rotary Club, so that was fun. And then a special thank you for Allison Marker and her team. She makes arrangements for most of the socials that we have. And my understanding is that the Valentine Eve social at Dialogue was a great success, so we thank her for that. And that's just a few of the members that make a lot of contributions in a lot of different ways. And so I'm going to try and remind us and call that to our attention as you students. Our cup money is for ERC's, the Successful Connection Program, and we heard about that a couple weeks ago. Also, I wanted to remind you that RILA the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy. Applications can be submitted to Lee Morris now. The club has 3 scholarships for students who want to attend. So if you know of a high school student, it's a wonderful program. And lastly, Fireside Chats are coming up, and I think we have six different volunteers to have people come to their home and talk about what they like about Rotary, what they don't like about Rotary. Be sure and tell everyone that you're thankful that I do not sing into the mic. And also, you'll be able to sign up at the end of the meeting by the badges. There'll be the different groups and the nights they are. Also, I think the invitation will be going out where you can make a reservation online for that. That'll be today, Murray? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So with that, Larry Goronsky, you want to come up and share with us words?
I've been asked to remind you that Rotary Trivia Night is Wednesday, April 1st. Now, by a show of hands, who is coming to that event? Are you bringing a group of people? It's going to be fun. Maybe. It's a group. It's fun. If you've never done this, I went to one not too far in the past at the break room. And there'll be some kind of a PowerPointer up there that'll say, here's the question, and there'll be 4 or 5 different choices, and you pick one, and you as a table will compete against other tables for wonderful prizes. I don't know what they're going to be, but they've invited me to MC the show, so I don't know what that's going to mean, but you're in for a lovely time, Wednesday, April 1st. Please be there, and it's at the Topeka Civic Theater, okay?
What time?
6:30 to 8:30.
That's one of the trivia questions. And, yeah, very good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry. Russ is coming up to announce to you and explain to you a new policy that the Board of Directors approved at our last board meeting.
All right, so on the table there's some papers, and I'm going to talk about what's going on as well. And there's some forms there on the table for you to fill out. We'll go through that as we go. So back in November, Nicole and I got up here and talked about some changes we're looking at. You guys filled out a survey. Based off those survey results of what we anticipate people will choose as far as given a choice to either prepay on their meal choices or pay at the door, we've come up with a plan, and like Joni said, the board has approved that plan. And so what we're doing today is talk about what the plan is and how we're going to implement it. So the reasons for the change, we talked about this a little bit before. It gives more choice for meal payment, and it's a cheaper option for those who don't attend all meetings. There's also like longevity of the club and where our money comes from and things like that, which we talked about the last meeting. But that's the reasons for the change, and here's what the changes are going to be. So going forward, it's going to be very simple. Every member in the club has a choice to either prepay at the door, or prepay, or pay at the door. And here's what that looks like. The prepayment is the same as your current regular member, $157 per quarter for meals in advance. Okay? You pay before the quarter starts, you pay for that quarter coming up, and you'll get a bill sent and you go that route. The other option is, if you don't want to do that, you can pay at the door. The cost is going to go to 15, it's 14 right now, 15, a lot of it's ease of change for more than anything else. You don't have to deal with the ones all the time. And then it also helps offset that a little bit as far as the loss of the prepayment for those that make that choice. So all that sort of figured in how the money works. So you'll have a choice. You can choose one or the other. The dues, we're going to change the dues from $50 per quarter to $60 per quarter, so it'll be a $10 increase in dues for everybody. Right now, everybody pays $50, it's gonna go to $60. So really, and by our bylaws and constitution and everything, we really technically only have 2 members types, active and honorary. And we have sort of created our own in there with exempt and community and business and things like that. But we don't need those categories anymore because you have a choice of payment. So basically, the dues are the $60 and you pay either prepay $157 or $15 at the door. Okay? Makes it a lot simpler going forward. Here's the way we're going to do it. All members will have a choice to choose, or an opportunity to choose. That sheet on the table in front of you, there should be at least be 1 copy for everybody. If you're short, let me know. I got extra copies. You can take those, pass around. Everybody has a choice. This is your sheet to do that. If you lose it, don't get it turned in, whatever, we'll be sending you some reminders along the way. The other part of this that we're doing is also to get some contact information updated. Okay, I know, for example, my information on Club Runner until late last year was wrong because my email changed, because my company changed from Westar Energy to Evergy. My email changed related to that. And I made the realization, oh, I better update it. Well, there's probably some of you that have an email address on there that's not accurate, or a phone number that's not accurate, or an address that's not accurate. So we got a place here for you to put that information on this sheet as well. That's the other part of this. So the top part's updating the information. The middle part is where you're going to choose. The options are dues with prepaid. That's $157 plus $60, and my math is right, $217 per quarter. Math on the fly was slow, but it's right. $217 a quarter for that, or you can do the dues only where you pay $60 at the door, and then when you show up, you pay $15 for your meal. So you're going to make those 2 choices, sign and date, and at the bottom also for the Rotary citation purposes, we've got turn in information on occupation, so if you put that information in there too. That's on Club Runner, but that's probably changed for some people as well, so if you'll update that. So that's what that sheet is for, okay? Now the way it's going to work is every member will have a choice prior to April 1st, so it's due March 31st, okay? Prior to April 1st, you have a choice. You fill the sheet out, you turn it in. If we don't get it, we're going to email you, we're going to nag you, we're going to bug you, okay? So please get it in. If for some reason you don't, whatever current status you are, you will stay. So if you're in a category that you pay at the door, you will stay pay at the door. If you're in a category which you prepay, if we don't hear from you, you're going to remain prepaid. Okay? These changes will take effect July 1st. So here's our logic. March 31st, or prior to April 1st, March 31st, that deadline is when we know where everybody's going to be. And we can start calculating what we think the budget will be. And we can have a budget ready for the July 1 year to start and go forward. It'll take effect. Now everyone will be locked in. Here's the future way it works. You'll be locked into your choice for that Rotary year. So by April 1st, you'll make a choice. You'll be locked in starting July 1st with that. You'll go all the way through to June 30th of next year. Okay? So you're locked in for that year. That way it doesn't affect our budget. People change it back and forth, right? And then if you so desire to change, either way, March 31st of next year, you got to notify in writing, and our guidelines say notify the treasurer, so that'd be Deborah, but notify in writing that you want to make a change for July 1 of the next year. Okay? So that's the way it will be going forward. Any members who join new will have a choice. When they join, they'll choose which one they want to be, and they'll be locked in with the same guidelines. So it depends on when they come in as to how they affect it, but they can change based off the same guidelines as everybody else. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Questions? Yes, sir.
Just roughly, we have about 180 members.
Yes.
And there's maybe 70 people here. And I know you probably had to do the math, and this seems to me like it's supply side. So you think by not having the meal portion that people are paying for, that you will increase membership enough that people were quitting, maybe because they didn't want to pay for meals? and that income is gonna be enough to offset essentially what Rotary, Saratoga, Lions, you know, Grand Poobah, Leopard Lodge, 2030 Club have done forever, which is, yeah, you can come and eat, and if you don't eat, you don't have to eat, but it's kind of what makes the world go round. So, is that what it is? You think you're going to increase membership enough to offset the loss of revenue?
Well, I don't know that there's going to be a major loss of revenue. Part of what we're offsetting is with the dues change. Okay, so the dues increase is going to be a little bit to offset some of that.
$10
The
a quarter.
increase, yeah. We've done the math on it based off the survey. Now, that's why we did the survey. If people choose based off what we expect them to do, and we took the survey results, we had what, 60, 70, something like results on the survey, which is actually a pretty good number. We took that data and compared it to the rest of our membership total to figure out how many people we would expect to change one way or the other, and then use those numbers to figure out where we need to be. So we've done the math on it. We think it's going to be okay. We do think that by giving people a choice as far as paying at the door versus prepay, we will get more members, especially on the younger side, that their companies may not be able to pay for them to pay the full thing. Their company will pay for their dues, and then they'll pay for their meal at the door, which they're typically going to go out to lunch that day anyway. And we're hoping that'll bring more people in with that. So we are hoping that increase. But if nothing changes, by the math, we're still going to be okay with where we're at. As long as everybody does what they said on the survey. And if the results come back differently, then we're going to talk. Once people make the final choice. Other questions? All right. Turn your form in back to the table or get it to one of the board members.
Russ and Nicole Revenaugh have worked hard on this new proposal, and we did look at the finances, but the other things, and we'll be sharing more stuff as the board approves policies over the next couple months, that one, they think if you tell a young person, younger than you, it's only $20 a month for membership, that's much more attractive and manageable for them than if not. Also, it just simplifies things for the people who are working on it. Rather than having 4 or 5 different kinds of memberships, it's hard to keep track of. This way, we have one membership and 2 ways for you to pay for your meal, basically. So we're optimistic about it. We ask for your support, and that you complete those forms on a timely basis, and especially the personal information. I get a lot of inquiries that they don't know how to contact someone. The club runner's not up to date. So your help with that is greatly appreciated. And with that, Roger, you have 29 minutes, not 31.
Russ, you want to pop me up?
The presenter, I put the thing back up there, the clicker. There you go.
Thank you. All right, welcome to the Rotary Foundation Game Show. This is absolutely audience participation. The rules are simple. Answers must begin with Mr. Rotary Foundation Chairman. Answers must be in the form of a question, just like Jeopardy, and you cannot answer until I finish reading the question. You don't have to raise your hands. Blurt it out, all right? That's the rules. We are assisted today by the fabulous prize boy, Larry Gorotsky. Larry, what prize do we have today?
We've got $100,000 bars. We got payday bars.
What you got?
And if you mess up, then you owe $1 into that blue cup.
All right, the answers start easy and they get harder. So first, a very, very easy one. Yeah. Need to reset it? Oh, okay, there we go. Ready? It's a not-for-profit. The mission is to advance world understanding, goodwill, peace through the improvement of health and support and education and the alleviation of poverty. It's supported by gifts from Rotarians and others.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chairman, what is yes?
You're stupid. No. Something else.
What?
Come on. Yes, go. Don't just board it out.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what is the Rotary Foundation?
Yeah! Excellent. Number one, another easy one. Number two, 1917.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair. What is World War I?
That's a reasonably good answer, but it started in 1914, it ended in 1918, so no, you lose your stupid next.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, when was the Rotary Foundation founded?
Yes, 1917.
Mr. Foundation Chair,
He got it.
He got it. He said
He got it.
I did.
All right, now we're ready. We're rolling. Arch Clump. It's not architectural design. Come on.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, who was the founding chairman of the Rotary Foundation?
Yes, Arch Club created the Rotary Foundation. 1917.
$100,000.
Keep going. Don't raise your hand. Just go. $26.50.
Mr. Foundation Chair, who made the first contribution from the Kansas City Club?
Okay, I'm going to give you that one because that's the answer to the wrong question. The question, this answer is, who gave the initial gift?
What was the amount?
For $1 billion point? Will you quit? Yeah, okay. But you didn't say Mr. No, he didn't say Mr. Rotary Foundation Chairman. So we're still here.
Mr. Foundation Chair, Your Eminence and Your Highness, sir, what was the amount of the initial contribution?
Yes, absolutely. And for $1 billion extra points, where did that money come from other than Club 13 Kansas City?
United States Treasury.
Oh. Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, I believe it came from what was left over after a gift that had been purchased for Arch Clump, who was then the president of Rotary, and that money, the gift was given by the Kansas City Club. They had $26.50 left over. And that's the answer, but it's not a question.
That's exactly right. Arch Clump was gift at the International Convention, and that was the money left over. Arch Clump said, let's do something with it, and they did. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. 1928. This gets a little harder, but again, sequential and logical from where we are to where we are. What would have happened in 1928? Anybody?
Prohibition.
You all lose. God almighty, I thought this was a smart club. Rotary Foundation was named, and a separate board of trustees was appointed. Okay, ready, get set. In 1930, the foundation awarded $500 to the International Society of Crippled Children, which later became known as the East or SEALs. International Society of Crippled Children was founded by Rotarian Edgar Allen, who worked closely with Paul Harris and other Rotarians to aid children with disabilities. 1930, $500 was
Is there a
awarded.
question in there?
Yes,
Oh, no, that's an answer.
that's the answer. I need a question.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what was the amount given by the Rotary Foundation?
For the first gift.
Yeah, there you go. We'll give it to him. The first gift was not made until 13 years later. 13 years later, $500. We're rocking. Okay, go. 1947. 1947. 1.13 million. You have to think a little bit, but not too hard.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what was the year that Paul Harris died?
Yes, that's a point. There's more to the answer.
And how many contributions were made worldwide?
$1.3 million. Yeah, pay up. $1.3 million raised in 1947 upon the death of Paul Harris. Okay. Remember the theme. We have a theme and change over time. 1957, $1,000.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what was the year and the amount to become a Paul Harris Fellow?
I'm going to give two answers
How
are
much
correct.
did the delivery cost?
It was, what year was Scott Teeter born? Yeah.
And the cost of delivery.
Cost of delivery, $1,000.
Was he worth
And the Paul Harris Fellowship, that's correct, 1957, established for $1,000. All right. We're getting harder. $481 million for growth. Come on. We don't have much time.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what is the amount of earnings in the Rotary Foundation today?
That's really close. Anybody want to try to help me out before I buzz him and give you the answer? Okay, give me the answer. I agree. What is the endowment corpus today at Rotary Foundation, and how is it invested? Invested for growth. Related question, but not the same. $433 million invested for income.
Oops.
Anybody? Larry, you can help. Yeah. What's the annual fund balance, and how is it invested? Every penny that comes into Rotary gets split off immediately into an investment side for 3 years, and it grows on a growth basis. And when that's over, half that money goes out to districts and half stays permanent. And what stays permanent drops into the endowment fund, which is invested and preserved on an income basis. So, almost $1 billion of Rotary assets, our assets. All right, over $3 billion. Come on.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what is the amount of money given to Polio Plus?
That's awful, really close. I'm almost going to give it to him. Anybody? I give it to him anyway, including Polio Plus. That's the total amount gifted from Rotary International since its inception. $3 billion given away by Rotarians.
Wow.
Almost $90 million. You guys, we should have done this before you ate, because your belly's are full, you're falling asleep, take to the table. Take a guess. Remember, we were talking, what was on the last slide? The last slide was how much was given away forever. So this slide might be...
Foundation Rotary Chair, Your Eminence. What was the amount of money given last year by the Rotary Foundation?
Yes, well done, $90 million in the last year accounted for. All right. Whoa. Preventing disease, providing clean water, supporting education, growing local economies, saving mothers and children, promoting peace and polio.
Promoting peace and polio, okay.
What are louder?
Areas and goals of the Rotary
That's just
Foundation.
funny.
Close enough. Yep.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what are the 6 areas of focus?
Okay, close enough. Scott and Larry again. And you can share with other people if you get your pile of... what do we spend the money on?
Promoting peace.
Those are the things we spend the money on. Well done. Paul Harris Fellowship. Major donors, Paul Harris Society, the Arch Clump Society, Bequest Society. We got everyone in the... Yeah.
I can't remember your title, Chair. Those are the various ways that, what are the various ways that members can contribute to the foundation?
Very good.
Categories.
No, but...
Donation levels.
Yeah. What was that?
Donation levels.
That's close. How about a question? You have the answer now. Somebody give it to me.
What are the categories?
No, you lose. Next.
Donation levels.
No.
Mr. Rotary Foundation
There you go.
Chair, what are the contribution levels?
Yes. What are the recognition levels for Rotary? You can break one in half and give it to Tony and have to stand.
Who's that
The
dictator?
Paul Harris Fellowship is for $1,000. Major donors are recognized when they reach 10,000 and more, and there are several levels of major donors. The Paul Harris Society are those who sign up to donate $1,000 a year every year. We have several, Joni and I have both agreed to do that. We just need to sign our paperwork. You're welcome to join up anytime. The Arch Clump Society is, I left it off, I know it is. Oh yeah, $250,000 and up. $250,000 accumulated, and we have one of those in this club. And the Bequest Society is for certified estate planning reported back to the foundation of more than $10,000. And we have a number of those in this club. Next, quarterly statements online at Rotary.org. Bring a check into any meeting or direct deposit. And
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what are the ways that you can contribute to the Rotary
yes,
Foundation?
how can you give the Rotary Foundation? Outstanding. Outright cash, anytime. A gift of appreciated assets. Bequests under a will or trust or memorials.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what are the things that you can give to the Rotary Foundation?
That's right, how to do it. These are the ways to get it done. You can do it for $25 a quarter with the dues, or you can send a check in. You can go online and fill out a form. Just start doing it. We need to start. Next, 100. There are a lot of correct answers. Just say something. You get a candy bar.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, how much is each Rotarian expected to give every year?
How much is each Rotarian expected to give every year? Correct. David Beck. Next, somebody else.
How old is the Rotary Foundation?
How old's Rotary Foundation? Yeah, turn 2.
Wait.
He didn't say, no. You get that back. He did not say Mr. Rotary Foundation.
I got this show. Did I miss something?
Grant, yeah, no, Grant, take it back from Grant. He missed. He did not say.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, how many points is KU going to score against Baylor?
No, because that's not on. All right, I'll give you some help. Number 1, what percentage of Topeka Club members should be giving to the Rotary National Foundation? 100%. What percentage of Topeka Rotarians do we want to work on progress towards one of those previous recognition levels? 100%. Excellent. Here's a hard one. I mean, hold your hands. 288, 87, 8, 1, and 10. Paul Harris Fellows in the history of our club. Multiple Paul Harris Fellows, major donors, Arch Clump Society, and Bequest Society. Hit one of these, join in, give money, hit one of these levels. $1,086,115.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, what is this club given to the Rotary Foundation?
The Topeka Rotary Club is given to Rotary. If you see your name come up now, please. Chris Palmer, Bill Neisarmer, come on, motion. Robert Gould, come on up. Vicki Peterson, Norma Petty, John Lon Lewis.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, who are today's Paul Harris recognized?
Exactly right, outstanding. Chris Palmer. Robert Gold, Paul Harris times 2. Thank you, Robert. Paul Harris times 2. Norma. Yes. Norma, Paul Harris times 2. And Lon Lewis, second level major donor, more than $25,000. Thank you, Maurice. We have 2 more slides. Here we go. You sit down. Hurry up. Ready? There are a lot of correct answers here. We are, and we are. Number 1. Okay. Who is going to start supporting the Rotary Foundation?
We are.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chairman, who is going to continue supporting the Rotary Foundation?
We are.
Mr. Rotary Foundation, I'm talking to myself, but it's okay. Who are the members of the best Rotary Club in the world?
We are.
Yes, outstanding. Last question. Governor Laura Kelly.
Mr. Rotary Foundation Chair, who's in the back of the room?
That's right. We are pleased to award Governor Kelly with a Paul Harris Fellowship. Joni Underwood, Joan Wagner coming up, going to assist with this presentation. You stay up there. Come on up.
Having been a member of Rotary, this Rotary, I know how special this award is, and I am really humbled that you all thought of presenting it to me. I really do appreciate it. It's good to see so many old neighbors, Scott, and friends in this room. You know, when I was part of Rotary, one of the reasons I wanted to be part of it was because really of your motto, service above self. And that's always been the way that I've lived my life. A lot of you know that I was born into a military family, so that's what I saw every morning, was my father putting on his uniform and going out and serving this country. You know, my mother also put on a uniform, a gray lady uniform, and went and volunteered in the hospital. So that's how I grew up. That's what I learned, and that's what I became, was really someone who wanted to provide public service. The difference between you and me is that you do it all for free, and I get paid. Not that much, but still. But I really do want to thank you all. I very much appreciate this. I think of you often, and I think of you fondly. You know, and I like the fact that you're rocking some women leadership here, too.
Well, I don't know how many of us answered even one of those questions, Roger. Next week's meeting is at here, Capitol Plaza, the Emerald Room, and the program is Play and Plug, Greater Topeka Partnership, and Karen Bridges will be giving that presentation. And I really encourage you to come and encourage your friends to come, because that presentation really starts spelling out what things are happening in Topeka for more to happen and to grow. So I'm very excited about her presentation. And with that, were you finished? With that, we will say the four-way test plus one.
Thank you.